Hey everyone, Zen Guardian here, and today I'm bringing you guys a walkthrough or guide for the Wrath of the Machine raid. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to open the raid and defeat the first boss. Obviously, this guide will have spoilers, so watch at your own risk. But if you're still here, hit that like button and let's begin. So when you spawn into the raid, you'll first want to split up into 3 groups of 2. This raid opening is pretty similar to the Vault of Glass in that you'll separate and defend right at the beginning. In this gameplay, you'll be seeing me and my teammate Bobby controlling the left-hand side. To initiate the fight, you simply run through the white beams of light where you'll get the voltage rising buff. This buff stacks 4 times, and once you get the 4th stack, the buff will change to the voltage max buff. Once you get the voltage max buff, you'll need to take it and slam it into your respective receiver. One on the left side, one in the middle, and one on the right side. A voltage eater will spawn, in which your partner should easily be able to kill while you collect the next set of voltage. This eater will remove one of your voltage slams if he reaches your receiver, so deal with him quickly. Once all 3 of your groups have done this, the fight begins. The boss Vosik will spawn in with a shield that cannot be damaged by weaponry. Basically, the premise of this fight is to do exactly what you just did over and over again. Now, the boss really isn't the threat here. He'll teleport and fire at you, but it isn't anything to worry about. What you want to do now is get the voltage max buff 2 times and slam it down into your receiver to have the Siva charges begin to drop from the receiver. Now, if at any time you allow your voltage buff to reach 0, you will die instantly, so you should be running through these beams of white light fairly quickly, although it really isn't that hard. Once the Siva charges drop, you and your partner pick them up and throw them at the boss. Now, these charges don't fly straight. They do have a bit of an arc, so adjust your aim accordingly. Once everyone in the group has hit the boss with the Siva charges, his shields will be removed, allowing you to damage him. I recommend Gallahorn here because this is all about burning the boss down at this point. You can use a Night Stalker tether if you'd like, but my group did not. Also, the Siva charges do big damage to the boss, so don't be afraid to pick them up and throw them at him as well. You should be able to burn him down within 2 damage cycles here, so make sure you're doing as much damage as possible. Once his shield returns, you just rinse and repeat. So to summarize, begin the raid by running through the white beams of light until you reach the 4th voltage stack, resulting in the voltage max buff. Slam this buff into the receiver twice, which will spawn the Siva charges. Throw those Siva charges at the boss to remove his shield, and then do as much damage as possible. Now, once you get him to about 20% health, the boss flees and you'll be able to enter the raid. Any team composition works here, and my team was mainly under 360 light, so don't worry too much about your level at this stage. Heading inside the raid, you'll be greeted by your first chest, which will drop Siva key fragments and engrams. After you jump through the wall, you'll find yourself with the first real challenge of the raid in the first boss fight. Now, this room has 3 lanes, so again, 3 teams of 2 works best. In the back of the room, you'll see a bunch of fuzzy monitors, and on both the left and right sides of the room will be 2 doors. You start the fight by standing on the middle platform, and the boss will spawn. Once he spawns, ads will start to flood the room really quickly, so everyone's job at this point is to focus on ads. Soon after, you'll hear a ding, and 3 Siva charges will drop. One on the left, one on the right, and one in the middle. At this point, one person from each side should focus on grabbing the charges while the other takes care of ads. Once all 3 charges are picked up, the respective holders should count down and all throw their charge at the boss at the same time to inflict damage on his shield. After you do this, a random monitor will begin to flash an orange icon and should be shot and busted immediately. If you miss this monitor, the Siva density critical debuff will appear, and this is where the rooms come into play. The only other time you'll see this debuff is after the damage phase of the boss. But once this debuff appears, you'll need to head into one of these rooms and shoot the panel on the right side of the door to lower the shield, protecting you from an instant team wipe. Now, it's best to label the rooms R1 and 2 and L1 and 2, that way everyone knows where to go once the debuff appears. It's important to note that once you've used a room, you cannot use it again, so be sparing with your doors. Don't all separate. Everyone should communicate and be in the same room when the debuff appears. It takes about 9 charges, 3 on each side, before the boss's shields are completely removed. On the 3rd spawn of charges, a major Siva captain will spawn in each lane and should be taken care of fairly quickly. Once you've removed the boss's shields, it's time to meet in the middle and damage him. Again, I recommend heavy hitters like Gallahorn to do significant damage, but Siva charges will also spawn and should be picked up and thrown at the boss to do big damage. After the damage phase ends, the Siva density critical debuff will appear again, and you must all head into a room like I mentioned previously. Then you simply rinse and repeat. Once the boss reaches about 20% health, Shanks and exploding Shanks will spawn and should be dealt with quickly. If done correctly, you should have up to 5 damage phases using all 4 rooms. But of course, the more powerful you are, the faster the boss will die, and you may not need that much time. But that is how you complete the first boss fight. With just a little bit of practice, you should be able to get this done pretty easily. I should note that this guide is being posted the day the raid has been released, and over time, better and more efficient strategies will be found and utilized. It's just the nature of this community. I'll be putting up another guide tomorrow of the final 2 fights of the raid, so make sure you're on the lookout for that. If you have any better strategies or recommendations, please feel free to leave them down below. Hit this video with a thumbs up if it helped you out, it really helps me out, and of course subscribe if you're new. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. It's been ZG, I'm out.